Hello and welcome back to my Dandelion Diaries. Today I wanted to share with you guys the 5 pens that I have currently inked for the month of August in 2025, and I think this has been my favorite set of pens and inks for the year, maybe? I don't know. I've had a lot of fun. But let's go ahead and just start with the pens here, and I'm going to talk about the inks as well. We'll do some swatching, all the kind of good stuff. So the first pen here is one I recently showed you guys, I think actually a couple of days ago. This is my Esterbrook Estie in Jurassic. This has a Fude nib on it, which has been quite a bit of fun, not gonna lie. And I have this inked up with Diamine Alpine, which is from the Green 2022 ink vent. And this pen and ink pairing has been very, very fun. I feel like the ink is a very good match to this pen as well. The silver shimmer with the dark green base just does really, really good. In terms of writing experience, I do find that I have a bit of a trouble starting this pen. It's been sitting for a couple of days, and usually when I pick it up, I have to kind of prime the feed. Could be just this ink, but also just could be the way the nib is shaped. It just needs a little push. I don't know, but that's the only real, I'd say, issue I've had with it. It's just initial starting has been a bit rough sometimes, but overall, really, really love this combination. Like I mentioned, the ink for this one is Diamine's Alpine from the Green 2022 edition, and matching wise is really, really great to this pen, but the ink itself is just a beautiful, well-behaving ink. I find this one to be pretty average in flow, if a little bit wet. It has a little bit of shading going on with almost this cool toned green sagey color to a darker, blacker version of that, and the icy silver shimmer in this complements it so well. I must say this ink is the perfect ink for my theme this month, and that also might be why I've just really been enjoying these pens and ink pairings. The next pen I inked up is my Lamy Field Green. This is a special edition from Japan, I believe. I got this off of Missing Pen, which is a website based in Germany, a company based in Germany. Anyways, I inked this up with Van Dieman's Natura Dualis Sea Spray, and I have a medium Lamy LX nib on these. These are my favorite nibs, the black ones with the special coating. I prefer these much more to the standard Lamy nibs, and this has been probably one of my favorite pairings. They're all my favorite pairings. When I originally got the Natura Dualis inks, I was very excited to test them out in pens, just because the chroma shading aspects on them were so beautiful, and this combo has been amazing. I do get the chroma shading pulling through. This Lamy is juicy. The ink is so well flowing with this pen. I don't think it's a permanent marriage, but it's definitely a long-term relationship. I really enjoyed this so much together. I could write pages and pages with this pen and ink. It's just so stunning. And with that, here is the Natura Dualis inks in the Sea Spray. If you were interested, I did the whole collection of these inks in a separate video and showed the different shades. But this is my first experience with them in a pen, and I'm in love. This ink itself is a bit more of like a teal green, minty green, aqua green. It has a slight blue shift to it, but the shading in this ink is just so phenomenal. It's almost like a beigey pink color. I love this so much, and again, it fit my theme very, very well. But just the behavior of this ink and getting the shading to pull through in a medium nibbed pen has just been so awesome, and I've loved every second of it. The next pen I inked up is another pen I've shared with you guys recently. This is my first Benu Talisman, and this is in the Moonstone colorway. I love, love, love this colorway. It's every time I pick it up, I'm just like, it's a gem. Anyways, this has a fine nib, and it is inked up with Colorverse's Halo Ring. And this has been a really great writer. Initially, when I started using the pen, I had a lot of skipping at the start, kind of similar to that with my Esterbrook Estie at the top, but this one was almost, I don't know, very random. It wasn't every single time. I think I figured it out that it was just me and the angle I was holding the pen. So I think I was holding the pen too high, so the tipping wasn't hitting the paper well enough. But after I figured that out, This has been so nice. It's a great like everyday writer, and I really like the ink in this pen too. I feel like it matches it really, really well. And I know I've shown Halo Ring on its own in a swatch before, but I'm going to swatch it again just because this ink is so cool. It does have some chroma shading, but in this fine nib, I did not get any of that pulling through. So like I mentioned, this ink does have a little bit of chroma shading. It's not super strong or apparent, but it is very beautiful. It is a bit of a lighter baby blue based ink, slightly blurple, maybe periwinkle-ish. And the chroma shading that it has does go a bit softer to like a pinkish color. It's not super hot pink or baby pink or anything. It's just a lighter pink shade, maybe lilac-y even. It's beautiful. The consistency of this ink is phenomenal as well. And I really just, I don't know, this color family, the light blue with the pink shade thing has just been calling to me this year, and I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it. The next pen I have inked up is a maker pen. This is from London Pen Company up in Canada. This is the Christopher 13, I believe. And this has the wonderful Imperial Grind Yovo nib on it that I got from Pen Realm from Kirkspear. Anyways, this resin is called Fubuki Koi, which is from Jonathan Brooks of Carolina Pen Company. And this whole pen is just like a maker's collab, I guess. Like I just smoosh all the maker stuff together. But yes, this is inked up with a new ink to me that I was really excited to try, and it's by 𝗂𝗃, and that is Strawberry Chocolate. And I think this is by far my favorite nib grind at this point. I love this nib grind. I've been really trying to experiment with my nibs this year too, and the Imperial is just so cool. It's like a cursive smooth italic on the downstroke, and then if you flip the nib over and write with it in reverse, it's like a thicker monoline to a broader situation. I love it. It's so much fun to write with, and whenever you use a different ink, you get kind of different shades depending on which direction you use the nib. It's just a really overall fun experience. I will say with the pen on this one, I don't know how I feel about the pen body. I have some mixed thoughts. I like it, but at the same time, I feel like it might be a bit too short for me. So I don't know how I feel. London Pen Company, just as a quick tangent, does make other models. This is just the smallest one because his other models were really big, and I was afraid of getting a pen that was too big for me. But this one I think is just a little too short, but the grip section is wide enough. So maybe I should look at a Christopher 14. I don't know, but I've had a lot of fun, and this has been mainly the nib attraction for me for this pairing. And this ink, like I mentioned, is 𝗂𝗃's Strawberry Chocolate, and has been so beautiful. I was kindly sent this sample in an ink swap with Kara. Thank you so much for sending this my way. The color of this is like a baby pink, but it has this brown pink shade to it. It's very nice. It's subtle, it's pastel, but still legible. It's just beautiful. It's giving me Valentine's Day vibes in August. It's a great ink. The flow on this ink is fantastic too. I really love 𝗂𝗃 inks. I think I should probably do a brand video on them soon, but this pairing has been really nice too, just because I love the Imperial nib with this ink, because when I use the like forward side, I get a nice darker shade, and then when I use the reverse side, I get the lighter shades. It's been beautiful. It's been really nice. And the last pen is one I got off of a like buy sell group, and I don't remember the exact name of it, so I'll put it on the screen, but I call this my Sakura Moon pen because of the laser engraving that is all over this. So I'm going to zoom in really quick because I want to show you guys the engravings, and I also want to show you the nib. So like the engravings are so cool. It's moths and moons and little flowers, and I love this so much. And it has an interesting nib because the nib is also engraved to match the pen. I love it so much. It is a fine nib, and I did ink this up with an ink I am currently very, very obsessed with, but I just wanted to show you guys that the nib on this is really cool, and I got it off of somebody who was willing to part with it. So definitely check out the people that make these pens because I think this is fantastic. So the ink that I have in this pen is called Twilight Filled, and it's by Tono and Limbs. It is so beautiful. The pairing with the fine nib, I still get shimmer all throughout. It behaves beautifully. I love the tone that this gives off. I really love it in this pen just because it's kind of magical in itself, and I've just had a really great time. I would say the only issue I've had with the pen itself is that the converter is kind of hard to see with the way the pen is built, but it's only necessary like if I need to check my ink levels, I guess, which is fine because I usually write everything dry. I don't know. That's really my really nitpicky gripe with this one. Like I mentioned, I've been absolutely obsessed with this ink lately, and it is primarily to do with the base color being more of like a brownish gray and the shimmer being iridescent. And as you write with the pen, it's like you're writing with like an evening sky almost. It's so beautiful. I've really been obsessed with Tono and Lim's inks lately too. And thank you again, Kara, for sending me this one as well. Like, you sent me some absolute bangers in this ink swap, and I greatly, greatly appreciate you, like, so much. Now let's chat about my theme for this month. And this is probably only going to make sense to a select range of individuals, but I will try to explain it as best I can. So my theme this month is 𝗦𝘂𝗽𝗃𝗃𝗃. And if you've ever seen the Twilight movies with Kristen Stewart, Robert Pattinson, there is a song that plays in the series that it's like hoa 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 hoa, like it's like a joke, and I don't know why, but I've really just been enjoying my, I guess, fantasy worlds in August, kind of coming off of July as well. I'm reading a book series called the 𝗬𝘃𝗃 Academy, and it's reminding me a lot of how I fell in love with reading years ago, back in like 2013, 2012, when I read Twilight for the first time, and that really sparked my joy for like fantasy books. And yeah, so this ink set for this month is totally inspiration from those books and those movies. So we have Alpine from the more foresty, darker, kind of picturesque cinematic views of the movie. We have sea spray because Bella decides to do something with the sea at some point. I'm not going to say any spoilers for anybody who has not seen these movies. We have halo ring in the sense that in another section of the movies, there was maybe like a guardian angel watching over Bella, let's say. Then we have strawberry chocolate, which doesn't really fit necessarily, but I guess Bella eats food and others don't. And then we have Twilight filled as our final ink because I feel like it just makes sense to include an ink called Twilight in a Twilight kind of themed ink collection. This is really silly, I know, but I had so much fun. This has been such a great set of inks, a great set of pens. I've had the best time. I've even gotten down to the point where I'm not even halfway through the month and I need to re-ink a couple of these pens already. I'm having the best time. So hopefully you can appreciate my 𝗦𝘂𝗃𝗃𝗃 ink set for August. All right, that is pretty much it for my August currently inked. I wanted to show you guys the ink shimmers. They're still a little bit wet, but you can see the silver for the Alpine up here, and hopefully you can see the really nice iridescence that is on the Twilight filled. It is absolutely gorgeous. I'm not kidding, so beautiful. Love the chroma shading in the sea spray, love the little bits of pink that pull through in the halo ring, and even this gorgeous like brown shading that's going on with the strawberry chocolate. It's just been a really great month of inks, honestly. Yeah. Love to hear about any pens you have inked up for the month of August, or if you can think of a better naming system for the color palette I chose. I love to hear those down in the comments as well. But for now, I'm going to wish you guys the best, be blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.